In the spring of 1933, Albert Einstein, already celebrated as one of the foremost minds of his era, arrived in Norfolk, England, under circumstances that combined both caution and unexpected comfort. Though he was seeking refuge from mounting dangers on the European continent, his stay was far from austere. The physicist, famous across the globe, was hosted by Oliver Locker-Lampson, a British member of Parliament, who ensured that Einstein's needs, and eccentricities, were attended to in full. The wooden hut on Roughton Heath, modest in appearance from the outside, concealed within it a curious blend of seclusion and domestic luxury. Inside, the world-renowned scientist found a space equipped to support both relaxation and productivity. A piano stood ready for his fingers to coax familiar melodies, and a violin provided a companion to the quiet Norfolk air. A wind-up gramophone offered recorded music for contemplation or amusement, while a devoted butler and cook attended to meals and household tasks, ensuring Einstein could devote his energy to thought without concern for practicalities. Outside, a small herd of goats grazed, providing him with fresh milk, his preference. In every detail, the environment blended rustic charm with personal comfort, reflecting both the care of his host and the necessities of accommodating a man of immense renown. Despite the apparent security, the visit drew attention from the press. Although the Norfolk countryside seemed an unlikely stage for celebrity sightings, journalists were invited to visit the secret hideout. Photographs were taken, interviews conducted, and reports filed. One observer remarked with a mixture of bemusement and critique that England was perhaps not a very good place to hide in, highlighting the paradox of a public figure attempting a form of refuge under such conspicuous circumstances. Far from the complete isolation that some accounts suggest, Einstein's Norfolk retreat combined physical security with a carefully managed public presence. During his roughly 3-week stay, Einstein maintained a routine that blended leisure, correspondence, and reflection. He walked the windswept heathlands, attended to his music, and engaged in correspondence with colleagues abroad. It was a pause from the tumult of European affairs, a moment to recover from the pressures of recent months and the abrupt need to flee his former life. There is no historical evidence to suggest that this interval marked a dramatic transformation in his moral outlook or activism. Rather, it served as a period of practical respite, a time to stabilize before continuing his journey to the United States and his new position at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, yet the peculiarities of the retreat ensured that it was memorable. A simple wooden structure became a small hub of intellectual and cultural life, where music and conversation offered continuity with the world Einstein had left behind. The presence of aides, domestic staff, and the occasional curious visitor created a rhythm of activity that contrasted sharply with portrayals of austere exile. He was able to reflect on recent events, continue his correspondence, and enjoy small comforts in a way that combined both security and dignity. In the broader context of Einstein's life, the Norfolk interlude represents a unique intersection of necessity, care, and public fascination. It was a temporary pause, allowing him to recalibrate physically and mentally, but it was not a crucible of moral awakening or political resolve. When he left Norfolk, he resumed his travels with the intention of resettling permanently in the United States, where he would continue his scientific work and, in time, become increasingly vocal in public debates on scientific and political matters. The stay in England had been important for safety and recuperation, not for radical transformation. The story of Einstein in Norfolk endures as a curious footnote in the life of one of history's most celebrated figures. A famous mind, temporarily removed from the world that had grown dangerous and unpredictable, was nonetheless surrounded by music, domestic care, and the gentle hum of rural life. There, in a comfortable hut with piano, violin, gramophone, and goats, the scientist paused briefly, protected, observed, and attended to, before continuing a journey that would take him to a new continent and a new chapter of intellectual and personal life. Far from the austere, isolated exile sometimes imagined, this episode reflects a blend of celebrity, hospitality, and the practicalities of ensuring safety for a man whose presence attracted both admiration and attention.